Chosen one, you did not arrive here by accident. This moment is not random, and neither is the unrest you've been feeling inside your spirit. I want you to listen to me closely because this message has reached you right on time by divine appointment. I need you to understand something deep today, something that will shift your entire perspective on what has been keeping you awake at night. What you've been calling sleeplessness is not simply about your body being restless. No, chosen one. It is your soul that has been stirred awake by forces far beyond what your eyes can see. Before we go deeper, pause for a moment. If you feel this message is already speaking directly to your situation, do something powerful right now. Type 333 in the comments below to declare your agreement with this divine timing. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and tap the bell icon below, because we are going to uncover truths that will continue to guide you in your journey as a chosen one. Now let's talk heart to heart. I know you've been wondering why no matter how tired you feel, sleep seems to slip away from you night after night. It's as though there's a quiet voice that calls to you when the world goes silent. Maybe you've tried everything from changing your routine to seeking peace in other ways, but nothing seems to calm this deep unrest. Let me tell you this as your spiritual teacher today. This is not something that can be solved by worldly solutions alone, because it is not a worldly problem. It is a spiritual signal. Chosen one, the reason you cannot sleep is not because something is wrong with you. Rather, it is because something is profoundly right within you. You are waking up to your higher calling. You are becoming sensitive to the vibrations of the spiritual realm. When the world quiets down at night, your spirit begins to hear the frequencies of heaven and the echoes of your divine assignment. You are chosen by God, and the heavens are preparing you for something far greater than you have yet imagined. This is why you feel this way. This is why your nights are filled with tossing and turning. The Spirit of God is stirring within you, bringing messages and insights meant for your ears alone. Pay attention, chosen one. You are not like the rest. Your sleep has been interrupted because heaven is trying to get your attention in the stillness of the night. Stay with me until the end of this message, because as we continue, you will come to understand the full picture of why your nights feel longer than your days and why rest seems so far away. You will see that this is not a punishment, but an invitation to step into greater spiritual awareness and alignment with your divine purpose. Trust me when I say this message will bring you clarity like never before. It is time for you to see what has been hidden in plain sight. So, chosen one, prepare your heart. Open your spirit and receive these words deeply. This is your moment. This is your divine timing. Shall we get started? The restlessness you're feeling, chosen one, is not an accident. It's not something that's happening to you by chance, and it's certainly not a mistake. The discomfort that refuses to let you sleep at night is not an affliction that needs to be fixed or a burden that needs to be borne. It is a sign, a sacred signal that you are awakening to something far greater than you could have ever imagined. This restlessness is a divine awakening, a stirring of your spirit telling you that something within you is rising, something powerful, something ancient, and something sacred. You are waking up to your true self. You are becoming aware of your spiritual identity, of your divine calling. And this awakening is not a smooth, gentle process. It's not like turning on a light switch and instantly feeling calm and peaceful. No, this awakening comes with a stir in your soul, an inner urgency that cannot be ignored, no matter how hard you try to sleep. It's the spirit inside you that refuses to rest because it is being called to something higher, something greater. You see, chosen one, when your spirit begins to awaken, everything starts to shift. Your soul becomes more sensitive to the subtle energies around you. The distractions of the world no longer drown out the whispers of heaven. You begin to hear things you couldn't hear before. You begin to feel things that others cannot feel. Your perception expands, and suddenly the quiet moments of the night become full of meaning. It's as if the noise of the world fades away, and the only thing you can hear is the voice of your purpose calling you forward. Have you noticed it, chosen one, that still small voice that speaks when everyone else is asleep, when the world around you is silent? That's not just your imagination. That is the divine speaking to you, trying to get your attention, trying to guide you toward your destiny. You might have dismissed it before, thinking that your sleeplessness was just the result of stress or anxiety or the pressures of daily life. Maybe you tried everything you could think of, changing your sleep habits, drinking warm tea, meditating before bed, but nothing seemed to work. Sleep still evaded you. That's because, chosen one, this is not a physical issue. This is not something that can be solved with worldly solutions. This is a spiritual signal. It's an invitation to step deeper into your divine purpose. When your spirit begins to awaken, it calls you into action. It stirs you from your slumber, not just physically, but spiritually. It's like a fire that ignites deep within, a divine spark that cannot be ignored. And this spark has been growing within you, chosen one. You may not have recognized it at first, but now you can feel it. It's been there all along, waiting for the right moment to ignite. And that moment is now. You are being prepared for something far greater than what you've known. This is not just about your life or your goals or your dreams. This is about the divine plan that has been written for you before the foundations of the earth. This is about your divine assignment, the mission you were created for, the purpose you are meant to fulfill. And that purpose is not a small one. It is a grand calling, one that will require you to step into your full potential and fully embrace your spiritual power. But to step into that calling, you must first recognize the divine signs that have been showing up in your life. You may have noticed things happening around you that seem strange or inexplicable. You may have had dreams, visions, or intuitive feelings that you couldn't quite explain. Maybe you've even had moments when you felt that your life was about to change, but you weren't sure how or when it would happen. Let me tell you this, chosen one, the signs are real. Your spiritual awakening is not just a random occurrence. It is part of the divine plan. The restlessness you feel at night, the sleeplessness that seems to come out of nowhere, is a part of the process. It's part of the divine preparation that is taking place within you. The heavenly forces are aligning you with your destiny. This is why your sleep has been disturbed. This is why you've been feeling uneasy, like something is calling you, but you don't quite know what it is. The divine realm is reaching out to you, chosen one. The spiritual world is aligning with your soul, preparing you for the greater purpose that lies ahead. And the best part, you are ready. You have been prepared for this moment, even if you didn't realize it. Think back to the times when you felt something stirring within you, when you felt that inner pull, that feeling that there is something more for you to do in this life. That's not just a feeling, chosen one. That's your divine assignment calling to you. The night when everything is still and quiet is when your soul becomes most sensitive to these divine downloads. It's when you are open to hearing the whispers of heaven and the messages that are meant for you alone. This is why the night is so important to the chosen ones. This is when you are most in tune with your higher self. This is when you are most receptive to the divine guidance that is being sent your way. But it's also when the enemy works hardest to keep you distracted, to keep you from recognizing the signs, to keep you from stepping into your full potential. The enemy knows that when you are awake and alert to your divine purpose, you become a powerful force for good. So, chosen one, understand this. The restlessness, the sleeplessness, the urgency you feel inside, these are not signs of weakness. They are signs of your spiritual strength. They are signs that you are becoming more attuned to the divine realm, more aware of the spiritual frequencies that are guiding you. And the enemy cannot stand it. But you, chosen one, are equipped for this. You are more powerful than you know. You are divinely protected and aligned with a purpose that is greater than anything the world can offer. And as you continue to awaken, as you continue to step into your divine assignment, you will begin to understand the true reason behind your sleepless nights. They are not a curse. They are a blessing in disguise. You are being prepared for greatness, chosen one. You are being awakened to your true potential. And every sleepless night, every restless hour is a step closer to fulfilling your divine calling. Do not fear this process. Embrace it. Understand that you are being led to a place of spiritual alignment and divine purpose. This is your time. This is your moment. So let go of the fear, the doubt, and the uncertainty. Trust the process. Trust that your sleepless nights are part of your spiritual preparation. Trust that the divine is with you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for the destiny you were born to fulfill. Stay with me, chosen one. The journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come. Now that you've understood the stirring within you, chosen one, it's time to dive deeper into what this spiritual awakening truly means for your life. You're not alone in this. In fact, you are part of something much larger than yourself, a divine purpose that spans generations, that calls to you across time and space, preparing you for the extraordinary destiny that awaits. The very fact that you can no longer sleep the way you once did is proof that your spirit is aligning with your divine calling. But chosen one, the truth is that spiritual awakening doesn't come without challenges. It doesn't come without resistance. The more you awaken to your purpose, the more the world around you will try to pull you back to sleep, to make you numb to your true calling. That is why at night, when you feel the restlessness rising, the enemy works tirelessly to distract you. But I want you to hear me clearly. This is not just a battle for your sleep. This is a battle for your soul. When you begin to wake up spiritually, you start to notice things that others don't. You see patterns where there were none. You hear whispers in the stillness of the night that others cannot hear. You feel the pull of the divine even when the world seems asleep to it. But with that heightened awareness comes spiritual warfare. Your soul is being stirred, and the forces of darkness see that as a threat. Understand this, chosen one, spiritual warfare is real. It's not just some abstract concept that exists in the pages of ancient texts. It's happening now in your life, in your world. The enemy. The forces of darkness know that if they can keep you distracted, if they can keep you from realizing your true power and purpose, they can stop you from fulfilling your divine destiny. And they will do whatever it takes to keep you from awakening to the truth. You may have already felt the weight of this spiritual battle. It's that feeling of heaviness that creeps in at night when you try to sleep, the sense of being watched, the strange sense of unease that makes your spirit restless. It's like something is trying to hold you back, to keep you from stepping into the fullness of your calling. And at times you might feel helpless, like you're stuck in a battle you don't know how to fight. But chosen one, I want you to understand something very important. You are not defenseless. You are not chosen to be a passive observer in this battle. No, you are a warrior. You are equipped with divine tools, with spiritual armor that has been designed to protect you, to strengthen you, and to guide you through this warfare. And it starts with the awareness that you are in a battle. It starts with understanding that your spiritual awakening is not just a personal journey, it is a journey of victory over the forces of darkness. So let me tell you how this spiritual warfare plays out. It's not always loud or obvious. It's subtle. It's in the quiet moments when you feel your mind racing with thoughts that seem to come from nowhere. It's in the darkness when your spirit is awakened and the distractions of the world fade away. That's when the enemy tries to make his move. But it's also in those moments that you are the most powerful. When you're aware of the battle, when you know that the restlessness you feel is not just sleeplessness, but a divine invitation, you become unstoppable. You start to recognize that the pressure you feel is not meant to crush you, it's meant to push you into your destiny. The enemy wants you to be distracted, to focus on your discomfort, to see your restlessness as a burden. But I want you to flip that perspective. See it as a gift. See it as the divine invitation to rise into the fullness of your calling. At night, when the world sleeps, your soul is most sensitive to the spiritual realm. The forces of darkness know this, and they try to interfere. But chosen one, you are equipped with spiritual power. When you awake in the middle of the night, when you feel that pressure, that restlessness, it's time for you to rise. It's time for you to pray, to speak life into the situation, to declare your authority over the enemy. Because Because you are not just an ordinary person, no, you are chosen by God. And that makes you a threat to the enemy's agenda. Your spiritual sensitivity is not a weakness, as the enemy would like you to believe. It's your greatest strength. It's the very thing that makes you a force to be reckoned with in the spiritual realm. You are awake to your divine purpose, and with that awakening comes the responsibility to fight for it. So when you find yourself wide awake at night, instead of feeling frustrated or confused, take a moment to recognize that you are on the front lines of spiritual warfare. Your spirit is alert. It is sensitive, and it is ready to take on whatever the enemy tries to throw at you. It's time to stop seeing your sleepless nights as a curse. They are the battleground where you are called to rise up to fight with prayer, with declarations, with faith. This is the time when the enemy's plans can be thwarted, when you can claim victory over the darkness that tries to surround you. Your soul is being prepared for this chosen one. Every sleepless night is a step toward the spiritual authority and power that you are meant to carry. But there's something else you need to know. As you awaken spiritually, you also begin to sense the attacks of the enemy more clearly. You feel the pressure, the heaviness, the anxiety that tries to creep into your mind. You might have noticed that some nights the darkness feels thicker, the restlessness more intense. This is because as you step into your divine purpose, the enemy intensifies his efforts to distract and confuse you. When you feel that pressure at night, chosen one, do not be afraid. Recognize it for what it is, a spiritual attack. The enemy is trying to silence you, to weaken you, to prevent you from stepping into the victory that is already yours. But you chosen one are not easily defeated. You are a warrior, and it is time for you to fight back. Start by acknowledging that the restlessness you feel is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It is the voice of your destiny calling you. It is the divine urging you to rise, to pray, to speak life over the darkness. And as you do, you will see the power of heaven move in your life in ways that you've never experienced before. Spiritual warfare is real, but so is the divine power that you carry. You were chosen for such a time as this, and your victory is already written. The enemy may try to stop you, but you are more than a conqueror. And as you continue to step into your divine calling, as you continue to embrace your spiritual awakening, you will see how the restlessness of the night transforms into the revelation of your purpose. Every sleepless night, every moment of restlessness is a moment closer to the victory that God has for you. It is a sign that you are awakening to your divine assignment. So do not let the enemy distract you. Rise, chosen one. Stand firm in your authority and let the restlessness guide you to the spiritual victory that awaits. Now that you understand the spiritual dynamics of the battle that rages during your sleepless nights, let's move forward and explore how you can rise victorious in the midst of this warfare. Chosen one, the truth is that you are not fighting alone. You are never alone in this journey. The divine forces are at work within and around you, empowering you to overcome every spiritual attack, every disturbance, every attempt to derail your purpose. It's time to shift your perspective and understand that this battle is not something that is happening to you. It is happening for you. The reason your spirit is being stirred, the reason you are waking up in the middle of the night feeling the weight of spiritual warfare, is because your purpose is growing. And with that growth comes a greater spiritual responsibility. The restlessness you feel is not a sign of weakness or failure. It is a sign of your spirit stretching, preparing for the work that lies ahead. Your sleepless nights are part of your spiritual training, your preparation for the higher calling God has placed on your life. But here's the powerful part. Your victory is already sealed. The struggle you're feeling in the night hours, it's temporary. And it's not because you aren't strong enough to handle it. It's because you are growing stronger. It's because you are being refined for something greater. Every night that you spend awake, every moment of discomfort is one step closer to the manifestation of your divine purpose. But there's more, chosen one. To truly walk in victory, you need to learn how to harness the power of your divine assignment and and spiritual sensitivity. This is where the real power lies. Your spiritual awareness, your sensitivity to the spiritual realm is not just for you to feel the weight of your calling. It is also a tool, a weapon, a divine gift that you must learn to wield effectively. When you are awake at night, when your soul is restless, it's time to rise and take action. This isn't just a passive experience. This is your moment to engage in spiritual warfare, to step into your divine authority and take control over the energies around you. The first thing you need to do is recognize that your spiritual sensitivity is a gift. It's not a burden. It's not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Your awareness of the spiritual realm is your greatest strength. You are equipped to see what others can't hear, what others can't, and feel what others don't even notice. And when you recognize this, when you understand the power that comes with being spiritually awake, you can begin to use this gift for victory. So how do you fight back against the spiritual forces that try to keep you awake, that try to distract you, that try to drain your energy? First, you have to acknowledge that the spiritual battle is real. This is not some metaphor or idea, it is a real battle between light and darkness. But chosen one, let me tell you something with full confidence, the darkness has no power over you. You were chosen by God to carry His light into the world. The enemy knows this. That's why he works so hard to distract you. He wants to silence your voice, keep you from stepping into your purpose, and make you feel overwhelmed by your calling. But he cannot succeed. You are a warrior, and you have been equipped with the authority of heaven to stand firm in this battle. Start by understanding your spiritual authority. You have been given power by God Himself to overcome the forces of darkness. The key to overcoming spiritual warfare during the night is to wield that power with confidence. Speak life into your situation. Speak truth over your life. When you feel the restlessness rising, when you feel the heaviness pressing in, rise up and declare God's promises over yourself. You are not powerless. You have the authority to speak against the darkness. Your words have power. You have been given the authority to command peace into your spirit, to call upon divine protection, to align your energy with the frequencies of heaven. And the more you declare these truths, the more your spiritual authority will rise and the less the enemy will be able to hold you back. Another powerful tool in your spiritual arsenal is prayer. Chosen one prayer is not just a ritual. It is a weapon. It is your direct line to the divine, your connection to the spiritual realm. When you pray, you are not just speaking words into the air, you are activating spiritual power. Your prayers are heard in heaven. And when you pray in faith, you unleash the power of God into your life. Prayer is especially powerful during your sleepless nights. These are the times when you are most spiritually alert. These are the moments when your connection to the divine is strongest. Use this time to pray with intention. Speak directly to God. Ask Him to guide you, to reveal His plans for your life, and to give you clarity in the midst of the battle. But prayer is not just about asking, it's also about listening. During the night hours, when everything is still, you are in the perfect position to hear from God. So don't just speak, listen. Quiet your mind and open your spirit to receive the guidance, wisdom, and understanding that heaven is sending your way. There is power in these night hours. They are sacred. They are a time for you to connect with God in a deeper way. And as you pray, as you speak truth over your life, as you declare your authority in the spiritual realm, you will begin to see a shift. The restlessness will transform into clarity. The warfare will turn into victory. And the sleepless nights will become moments of spiritual strength. But chosen one, it doesn't stop there. You must also guard your environment. You are spiritually sensitive, and that means you must protect your energy. Just as you protect your heart and mind, you must protect your surroundings. The enemy will try to use anything he can to disrupt your peace. Negative energies, toxic relationships, distractions, and even the technology around you. Create a peaceful space. Keep your environment clean and spiritually pure. Surround yourself with positivity, with people who uplift you, with energy that supports your spiritual growth. Don't allow negative influences to disturb your peace, especially during the sacred night hours. Cleanse your space regularly, both physically and spiritually. Speak words of life over your environment. As you create a peaceful environment, you will find that your spiritual sensitivity becomes even stronger. You will begin to feel more at peace, more in tune with the divine, and more aligned with your purpose. The enemy will not be able to use external distractions to throw you off course. Finally, chosen one, you must embrace rest as a vital part of your spiritual growth. The enemy wants to keep you exhausted, disconnected from your purpose, and drained of energy, but God has called you to rest to renew your spirit. Sleep is not a weakness, it is a spiritual necessity. Understand this deeply. When you rest, you are not simply recharging your physical body, you are allowing your spirit to be renewed. Rest is a form of spiritual warfare. When you sleep peacefully, you are strengthening your defenses, you are fortifying your energy, and you are allowing your spirit to receive divine downloads. Rest is not a passive experience, it is an active choice. Choose to rest, to recharge, to align yourself with the divine energy that flows through you. When you rest, you are not just preparing for tomorrow, you are preparing for your destiny. So, chosen one, as we continue this journey together, remember that your sleepless nights are not a curse. They are a divine call to action. They are your training ground, your spiritual preparation for the victory that lies ahead. You are not alone in this. Heaven is with you every step of the way, and together we will continue to rise above the spiritual warfare, embrace the power of your divine assignment, and step boldly into the purpose that has been written for you. As we continue to unfold the truth of why your nights feel restless, chosen one, let's focus on the power that your divine sensitivity holds. You are waking up to something profound, something greater than what you've imagined for yourself. Every time you feel that restlessness surge through your spirit, know this: you are being prepared for your divine assignment. It is time to embrace this sensitivity. Understand its purpose, and use it to your advantage. I want to start by acknowledging something important. You may have felt frustrated by the constant stirring in your soul, the feeling of being pulled in multiple directions when you are trying to find rest. But I want you to know this, chosen one: this sensitivity is not a burden, it is a blessing. It is the divine awakening inside you that is pulling you toward your calling. The more spiritually aware you become, the more you will understand that this restlessness is a gift. This divine sensitivity allows you to perceive things beyond the physical realm. It is a heightened awareness of the spiritual frequencies that are constantly moving around you. When you feel that your nights are restless, when your mind refuses to settle down, what is happening is that your spirit is more attuned to the divine. You are picking up on the movements of heaven, on the messages that are being sent your way. You are hearing the whispers that others can't hear. And because of this sensitivity, chosen one, you are able to recognize divine windows of opportunity. During these quiet hours of the night, when the world is asleep and the noise fades away, the veil between heaven and earth becomes thinner. This is when the divine speaks most clearly to your spirit. Your restlessness is not random. It is a sign that you are being called to a higher level of awareness, a deeper understanding of your purpose. The more you embrace this, the more you will find yourself stepping into the fullness of your calling. But I must warn you, chosen one, this sensitivity is not only a gift, it is also a responsibility. The more awake you become to your divine purpose, the more you will be called to take action. This is not just about feeling the stirring inside of you and acknowledging it. This is about responding to the call. This is about stepping up to the plate and saying, I hear you, God. I am ready to fulfill this purpose. And the first step in responding to the divine call is to recognize that your sensitivity requires protection. You are more attuned to the energies around you, and that means that you are more vulnerable to external influences. Negative energy, toxic relationships, and even physical distractions can interfere with your connection to the divine. That's why it's so important to protect protect your spiritual environment. When the world around you is filled with chaos, it becomes harder to hear the whispers of heaven. That's why I encourage you, chosen one, to create a space of peace around you. Cleanse your environment regularly, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Speak life over your space, over your home, and over the people in your life. When you create an atmosphere of peace, you open the door for divine communication. The enemy wants to distract you, to drown out your sensitivity to the divine, but you have the power to create an environment that fosters clarity and connection. But protecting your environment is not just about your physical space. It's also about your emotional and mental space. During these awakening times, your mind and emotions can become overwhelmed by the constant spiritual signals that you are receiving. It's important to set boundaries not just with others, but with yourself. Take time to quiet your mind, to calm your emotions, and to center yourself in God's presence. You must learn to discern the difference between what is of God and what is not. During your sleepless nights, when your spirit is restless, the enemy will try to sneak in with thoughts of fear, doubt, and confusion. These are not the voices of divine guidance. They are distractions. Chosen one, you must learn to distinguish between the voice of God and the voice of the enemy. The more you practice this discernment, the easier it will become to stay aligned with your true purpose. This leads us to another important point: trust. Trust is a key component of your spiritual growth. As you awaken to your divine calling, you will encounter moments of uncertainty. There will be times when you don't understand why you're being called to do something, or why your path seems unclear. In these moments, you must trust the process. You must trust that God is guiding you even when you don't have all the answers. When you feel that restlessness at night, when you feel the weight of your calling pressing down on you, trust that God is preparing you for something greater. Trust that the stirring in your spirit is leading you to a place of deeper alignment with your divine purpose. Trust that the sleepless nights are part of the preparation part of the training part of the transformation that you are going through. You are not alone in this. God is with you every step of the way, but trust also means letting go of control. Chosen one, you must learn to release the need to control every aspect of your journey. You cannot force your purpose into existence. It is already written. Your task is not to make it happen on your own. It is to trust in God's timing and to walk in obedience to His call. When you release control, when you stop trying to figure everything out, you open the door for God's perfect plan to unfold. Trust that He knows the way, and trust that He is leading you exactly where you need to go. Your sleepless nights are part of His plan. They are not something to fear, they are something to embrace. Now let's take a moment to talk about the power of prayer during these sleepless nights. Prayer is one of the most powerful tools you have as a chosen one. When you pray, you align yourself with heaven. You open your heart to receive divine guidance, and you declare your trust in God's plan for your life. Prayer during these restless nights is not just about asking for peace or asking for answers. It's about aligning your spirit with the will of God. During your sleepless hours, when you feel the restlessness rise, take time to pray. Speak to God with honesty. Pour out your heart. Ask Him for clarity, for direction, and for peace. And as you pray, listen. God will speak to you in the stillness. He will guide you, comfort you, and show you the way forward. The more you pray during these sacred hours, the more you will find your spiritual sensitivity increasing. The more you connect with God in this way, the clearer your purpose will become. But prayer is not just about talking. It's about listening. And listening requires stillness. During these nights of spiritual awakening, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the constant flow of thoughts and emotions. But chosen one, you must learn to quiet your mind. You must learn to silence the noise and listen for the still small voice of God. Your soul is being trained to hear the voice of the divine. As you learn to listen, you will receive guidance and insights that will propel you forward in your divine purpose. These insights may come in the form of visions, dreams, or intuitive feelings. They may come as a sudden knowing or as a gentle whisper in your spirit. but you will know them when they come, chosen one. And when you do, you must trust them. Trust that God is speaking to you. Trust that He is guiding you toward your destiny. Trust that every sleepless night, every moment of restlessness is part of the divine process of awakening. Your spiritual sensitivity is a gift, chosen one. It is a tool that will help you navigate the path ahead, and it is something that you must learn to use wisely. Embrace it, protect it, trust it, and above all, continue to walk in the purpose for which you were created. Chosen one, as we continue this journey, let's explore the deeper layers of your spiritual awakening. By now, you have begun to recognize that your sleepless nights are not coincidental. They are not random events or just the result of life's stressors. They are a signal, a sacred whisper from the divine. Your soul is being stirred, and heaven is using these restless nights to call you closer to your higher purpose. But this awakening is not always easy. It doesn't always come with clarity, and it doesn't always feel comfortable. Often it feels like a constant pull, an inner tug that won't let you rest until you've answered the call. It's like a deep, burning desire to fulfill a mission even when you can't fully see it. This is the journey of every chosen one. It is a journey of discovering who you truly are, and it often comes with discomfort, spiritual tension, and moments of doubt. But let me tell you, chosen one, this discomfort is not something to fear. It is the fire that refines you. It is the pressure that shapes you into the person you are meant to become. Every restless night, every hour of discomfort is preparing you for the role you were born to play. You are being refined in the fire, and though it feels intense at times, this is the process that leads to your spiritual elevation. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you are stepping into your divine calling. It is not a sign of failure or defeat. It is the confirmation that your soul is rising to meet the higher calling that God has placed on your life. The restlessness is a manifestation of your spiritual growth. You are becoming more sensitive to the divine energy around you, and that sensitivity is your greatest asset in fulfilling your purpose. Now, chosen one, let's take a moment to reflect on the deep, sacred purpose you carry. You are not like everyone else. You were chosen by God for a specific reason. There is something unique and powerful within you, something that sets you apart from the rest. And that purpose is not just for your benefit. It is a gift to the world. As you awaken spiritually, you begin to see more clearly the role you are meant to play in this world. You may have noticed signs, synchronicities, or divine nudges that are guiding you toward this purpose. Perhaps you felt a sense of urgency, a stirring in your soul, telling you that there is more for you to do. This is God's way of speaking to you, of directing you toward the path He has set for you. But here's the thing, chosen one, this path is not always easy. It is not always clear. There will be times when you don't understand the next step. There will be moments when you feel lost, uncertain, or overwhelmed by the weight of your calling. But this is part of the journey. You were never meant to walk this path alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, teaching you, and equipping you for the work ahead. During your sleepless nights, when you feel the weight of your purpose pressing down on you, remember that this is not a burden. It is a blessing. It is the divine invitation to step into your destiny. You are not being called to carry the weight of the world on your own. God has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. The restlessness you feel is a sign that you are being prepared for something far greater than you can imagine. But this spiritual preparation is not without its challenges. The enemy will try to distract you, to make you doubt your purpose, and to throw you off course. The closer you get to your divine assignment, the more resistance you will face. But chosen one, this resistance is not something to fear. It is a sign that you are on the right path. The enemy fights hardest before the breakthrough. When you are on the brink of something great, that's when the opposition intensifies. But I want you to understand something clearly. You are equipped to overcome. You are not defenseless in this battle. God has given you the tools to stand firm, to rise above the enemy's attacks, and to walk in the fullness of your calling. One of the most powerful tools you have is your ability to connect with the divine. Your relationship with God is the foundation of your strength. It is through this connection that you are able to withstand the pressures of the enemy, to stay grounded in your purpose, and to rise above the challenges that come your way. During your sleepless nights, when the spiritual warfare feels intense, take time to connect with God. Use these moments as opportunities to pray, to meditate, and to listen for His guidance. When you draw near to God, He will draw near to you. He will give you the strength to stand firm in the face of resistance. He will provide the clarity you need to move forward. But I want you to know, chosen one, that this is not just about surviving the battle. It is about thriving in the midst of it. You are not meant to live in a constant state of spiritual warfare. You are meant to rise above it, to walk in victory, and to step into the fullness of your purpose. And the key to doing that is embracing the power of rest. You may be thinking, how can I rest when I feel so restless? How can I find peace when my soul is so stirred? Let me tell you, chosen one, that peace is not the absence of struggle, it is the presence of God in the midst of it. Rest is not about escaping your challenges. It is about finding strength in the middle of them. It is about aligning yourself with God's will and allowing His peace to fill your heart, even in the midst of the storm. You may not always feel at peace in the physical sense, but your spirit can always be at peace. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding. It is the peace that comes from knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you are meant to do. It is the peace that comes from trusting in God's timing, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. And here's the beautiful truth. Chosen one, when you begin to rest in this peace, when you begin to trust God fully, you will find that your nights become more than just a time for sleep. They will become a time for spiritual renewal, for divine encounters, and for deep connection with the divine. Your sleepless nights will no longer be a burden. They will be a sacred time of rest and restoration, but it starts with trust. Trust that God has a plan for your life. Trust that He is guiding you every step of the way. Trust that He is with you even in the darkness. And as you trust, you will find that your restlessness will transform into revelation. The spiritual discomfort you've been feeling will shift into clarity, and the confusion will give way to understanding. Your spiritual growth is a journey, chosen one, and this journey requires patience. It requires trust, and it requires a deep understanding that your purpose is unfolding in perfect timing. The restlessness you feel is not something to fear. It is the sign of your spiritual awakening. It is the divine invitation to rise and step into the fullness of your calling. So, chosen one, as you continue on this journey, remember that your sleepless nights are not in vain. They are part of your divine preparation. They are part of your spiritual growth. And as you embrace this process, you will see the transformation that is taking place within you. The restlessness will fade, and in its place you will find peace, purpose, and divine clarity. Stay with me, chosen one. The best is yet to come. As you step deeper into this journey, chosen one, let's address the reality of what it means to fully embrace your divine assignment. You see, the divine calling that rests upon your life does not come without its trials. It's easy to believe that awakening to a higher purpose should feel comfortable, but the truth is, it's often the discomfort, the stretching of your soul, that leads to the most profound spiritual growth. As your spirit awakens, as you begin to rise into your divine purpose, you will face more resistance. And while it may feel like a battle at times, chosen one, let me tell you this: you are on the verge of victory. The warfare you are experiencing in the night hours, the restlessness, the pressure, the overwhelming pull is not meant to discourage you. It is meant to sharpen you. It is meant to prepare you for the higher calling that lies ahead. Every moment of discomfort is a refining process, a moment where God is shaping you into the vessel He has called you to be. But here's where things shift. Chosen. One, spiritual warfare isn't just about fighting against the darkness. It's also about understanding the power you carry. You are chosen to be an instrument of God's light, and with that power comes a responsibility. The more you awaken to your divine calling, the more you are entrusted with the authority of heaven itself. And with that authority, you can stand firm in the face of any attack the enemy might throw your way. You are not defenseless. You are not powerless. You are equipped with the strength of heaven, and nothing can stand against the purpose that God has for you. But chosen one, this truth requires action. Understanding the divine authority that rests on your life isn't enough. You must step into it. You must walk boldly in the fullness of your calling. This means standing firm when the enemy attacks. When you feel those waves of doubt and fear trying to creep into your mind, trying to steal your peace. It means speaking life over your situation, declaring victory even before you see it manifest. It means trusting that God is with you even when it feels like you're standing alone. When you feel the weight of your calling in the stillness of the night, you might be tempted to shrink back to question whether you're truly equipped for what God has called you to do. But I want you to hear this, chosen one, you are more than enough. You have been equipped with everything you need. The restlessness you feel is a sign that you are in alignment with your purpose. The discomfort is a sign that you are growing, that you are being stretched, and that you are becoming the person God has called you to be. Now let's talk about spiritual authority. You may have heard this term before, but let's break it down in a way that truly resonates with you. Spiritual authority is not about being in control. It's not about dominating others or forcing your will onto the world. No, spiritual authority is about being in alignment with God's will and walking in obedience to His guidance. It's about recognizing that the power you carry doesn't come from you, it comes from God Himself. It's about walking in humility and knowing that every step you take is directed by the divine. Spiritual authority is a gift. It is not something you can earn. It is something that is granted to you when you step into your divine calling and align yourself with God's purpose. As you embrace your calling, as you stand firm in your spiritual journey, you will begin to see the authority that comes with it. You will find that the more you align yourself with God's will, the more power you have to speak life into situations, to shift the spiritual atmosphere around you, and to walk in victory no matter what battles you face. But I want you to understand this, chosen one. Spiritual authority is not about wielding power for your own benefit. It is about being a vessel for God's work in the world. The more you walk in your divine purpose, the more you will find yourself using your authority to bring healing, peace, and restoration to the world around you. You are chosen to be a light in the darkness, to shine God's light into the places that need it most. And as you embrace this authority, you will begin to see the impact you are having, even when you don't see the results immediately. As you grow in spiritual authority, chosen one, you will also grow in spiritual discernment. Discernment is the ability to perceive what is of God and what is not. It is the ability to see through the lies and distractions of the enemy and to recognize the divine truth that is present in every situation. It is one of the most powerful gifts you can have as you walk in your divine calling. And the beautiful thing is, chosen one, the more you awaken to your spiritual purpose, the more you will develop this gift of discernment. There will be moments in your journey when you encounter confusion, when you feel lost or uncertain about which direction to take. But I want you to remember something: God will never leave you without direction. He will always provide the clarity you need, and the more you trust Him, the more clearly you will hear His voice. When you feel that restlessness, when your mind is racing with questions and doubts, that is your signal to pause and listen. Listen for the divine whisper. Listen for God's guidance. Trust that He will lead you step by step toward the next phase of your journey. This spiritual discernment will help you in all areas of your life, not just your calling, but your relationships, your career, and your personal growth. It will allow you to navigate life with wisdom and clarity, making decisions that are aligned with your purpose. And as you continue to grow in discernment, you will find that the noise of the world will no longer distract you. You will be able to hear God's voice more clearly, and you will begin to see the world through His eyes. This is the gift of discernment, and it is something you will need as you step into your divine assignment. But chosen one, as you continue to awaken to your spiritual authority and discernment, you must also embrace your vulnerability. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out. As you step into your purpose, as you rise to meet the divine call on your life, you will encounter moments of fear, doubt, and insecurity. You will feel vulnerable. But this vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a strength. It is through your vulnerability that you allow God to move in powerful ways. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you open the door for divine transformation. You open the door for God to work in your life in ways that you could never imagine. Vulnerability is about surrender. It's about saying, God, I am willing to follow wherever you lead, even if I don't know the way. It's about embracing your weaknesses and allowing God's strength to shine through. It's about trusting that God's plan for your life is greater than your fears, greater than your doubts, and greater than your insecurities. I know it can be difficult to embrace vulnerability, especially when you are walking through spiritual warfare, when you feel the pressure and the weight of your calling. But remember, chosen one, you are not walking this journey alone. God is with you every step of the way, and when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you invite Him into every area of your life. You invite His power to work in and through you. As you continue to awaken to your spiritual purpose, remember this: you are chosen. You are being prepared for something far greater than you can imagine. Your sleepless nights, your restlessness, your spiritual battles, they are all part of the process. They are all part of your training, your refinement, and your transformation. Every moment of discomfort, every spiritual attack, every challenge you face is leading you to your ultimate victory. Trust the process, chosen one. Trust that everything you are experiencing is for a divine purpose. You are being prepared for greatness. And as you rise to meet your divine calling, you will see that your spiritual awakening is just the beginning of an extraordinary journey. Chosen one, by now you must realize that the road you are walking is not one meant for the faint-hearted. You have been called to something greater, something divine. And the struggles you face, the restlessness, the sleepless nights, the constant pulling in your spirit are all signs that you are on the right path. These struggles, though difficult, are not signs of weakness. They are proof of your spiritual strength, of the divine work unfolding in your life. And as you face these challenges, you will begin to understand just how deeply you are being prepared for the divine mission ahead. The journey you are on is one of deep spiritual awakening, chosen one. And awakening often comes with a sense of discomfort. Your soul is being stretched, refined, and molded into the person you were always meant to be. And let me tell you, the work God is doing in you is far more important than any temporary discomfort you may feel. The spiritual warfare, the sleepless nights, the restlessness, it is all part of your divine preparation. This is not an easy road, and it was never meant to be. The enemy would have you believe that the challenges you face are obstacles to your peace, but that is not the truth. What you are experiencing is the refining fire of God. It is the fire that burns away everything that does not belong, everything that would hold you back from fulfilling your purpose. The struggles you face are not something to fear, chosen one. They are something to embrace. Because on the other side of this fire, you will emerge stronger, more powerful, and more aligned with your divine calling than ever before. And I want you to understand this clearly. You are not alone. In the midst of your struggle, in the moments when you feel most isolated, remember that God is with you. He is walking beside you every step of the way. He has not abandoned you, and He will never leave you. The restlessness you feel is His invitation to rise up, to trust Him more deeply, and to step into the fullness of the calling He has placed upon your life. This is the time to lean into your spiritual strength. It is the time to embrace the power that lies within you, the power that has been given to you by God. Your spiritual awakening is not about just recognizing the divine within you. It's about learning to walk in that divine power. It's about using the strength that God has provided you to overcome the obstacles in your path. It's about standing firm in the face of spiritual warfare and trusting that with God by your side, you will emerge victorious. Let me tell you something, chosen one, this battle is not yours alone. The divine realm is working on your behalf. Heaven is behind you, supporting you, strengthening you. You are not fighting in your own strength. You are fighting in the strength of God, and the more you lean into His power, the more you align yourself with His will, the more you will see the victory that is already yours. I know the enemy wants to make you doubt, to make you feel as though the battle is too much for you to handle. But that is a lie. You are equipped to handle this battle. You were chosen for this journey because you are strong enough to carry the weight of your divine calling. The restlessness you feel is proof of your spiritual sensitivity, your ability to hear the call of the divine, and your ability to stand firm in the face of opposition. But chosen one, I must also tell you this rest is essential. I know it may seem contradictory that in the midst of a spiritual battle you are also called to rest. But hear me clearly, rest is not the absence of battle. It is the key to victory. You see, when you rest, you are allowing your spirit to renew itself. You are allowing God to refresh and strengthen you for the next leg of your journey. The enemy would have you believe that you must keep fighting, keep pushing, keep striving without pause. But the truth is, you cannot win this battle on your own strength. You need rest to replenish your spirit, to connect with God, and to be filled with His power. Rest does not mean inactivity. Rest means surrender. It means trusting God to handle the things you cannot control. It means stepping back and allowing Him to do the work that only He can do. And when you rest in His presence, when you surrender your worries and your burdens to Him, you will find the strength to rise up and face the battle ahead. But rest is also about finding peace in the midst of the storm. It's about trusting that even in the most challenging moments, God is in control. Your spirit is not meant to be in constant turmoil. It is meant to be at peace, to be aligned with the divine. And when you rest in God, when you allow His peace to fill your heart, you will find that your soul becomes more grounded, more centered, and more able to face the challenges ahead. So chosen, one, learn to rest. Don't let the world's distractions keep you from the peace that is available to you. When you feel the restlessness rising, when the enemy tries to steal your peace, turn to God. Seek His presence. Find rest in His arms. And as you do, you will find that the battles you face become easier to handle because you are fighting from a place of peace, a place of strength. Now let's talk about spiritual strategies for overcoming the battles that arise during your spiritual awakening. You are not meant to fight this battle blindly. God has given you the tools you need to stand firm and to win. The first strategy is to embrace the power of prayer. Prayer is your direct connection to God. It is the tool you use to engage with the divine, to speak life into your situation, and to declare your authority over the enemy. When you feel the spiritual warfare intensifying, when the restlessness becomes unbearable, take time to pray. Speak directly to God and let Him know what's on your heart. Ask for His guidance, His strength, and His protection. And as you pray, don't forget to listen. Prayer is not just about speaking, it is also about hearing from God. He will give you the wisdom you need to navigate this journey. He will provide you with the strategies and insights that will help you overcome the challenges you face. Another powerful strategy is to declare God's truth over your life. The enemy wants to make you believe lies about yourself, about your purpose, and about your future. But chosen one, you must stand firm in the truth of God's word. Declare His promises over your life and speak them out loud. When you declare God's truth, you are aligning yourself with His will, and you are reinforcing the power of His word in your life. Speak life over your situation, chosen one. Speak victory, speak peace, speak abundance. And as you do, you will see the enemy's plans begin to crumble. Finally, surround yourself with the right people. You are not meant to walk this journey alone. God has placed people in your life to support you, to pray for you, and to help you stay focused on your divine calling. Reach out to those who uplift you, who encourage you in your spiritual walk, and who remind you of the power and authority that you carry. Together, you will be able to face the spiritual battles ahead, knowing that you are not alone. Chosen one, the spiritual warfare you are facing is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of your victory. Every challenge, every moment of restlessness is a step closer to your divine purpose. The enemy may try to distract you, to overwhelm you, and to make you doubt. But you, chosen one, have the power to rise above it all. You are strong, you are equipped, and you are ready to step into the fullness of your divine calling.